Kayla Mallon, and welcome to another MobyMax training video. Today, we're going to talk about Writing Workshop. Writing Workshop teaches students to write an actual assignment and breaks it down into small chunks, helping students practice each step of the writing process, from brainstorming an idea to making final edits. Let's take a look. Writing Workshop has lessons for the 3 types of writing outlined in the Common Core: explanatory, opinion, and argumentative. Opinion pieces are in grades 3 through 5, and argumentative in grades 6 through 8, and narrative. The direct instruction lessons teach students about each of the 3 writing types that students will then get to practice. The Writing Workshop instruction lessons are very granular and walk students through each step of the writing process: the pre-writing, drafting, revising, and editing. This is what students need to learn to know how to write, and this step-by-step process makes standards mastery simple and straightforward. During direct instruction lessons, students will read examples of each writing type. Here, the student will read a narrative piece, one of Aesop's fables. You'll notice that all our stories are very short, but still contain all the elements that the student needs to know. After reading the fable, students answer a series of questions that teach the students parts of narrative writing. Questions about the characters, the setting, and the narrator. The direct instruction lessons on opinion and explanatory writing follow the same format and teach students the purpose of each type, along with things like what a thesis statement is, why a hook is so important, where to include supporting details, and what makes a good conclusion. After the direct instruction, the student gets to begin their own writing project. This is what makes the Writing Workshop module so unique. Students learn about each step of the writing process and immediately get to practice with their own project. Students start by learning about the pre-writing process and how to begin a writing project. Here, the student learns about a brainstorm web and is immediately prompted to create one of their own. Other pre-writing exercises include plot diagrams for narrative pieces to help the student build their story, and graphic organizers for explanatory pieces that help students organize their assignment from topic to main ideas and supporting details. After the student does the pre-writing lessons, they will move on to the drafting process. Each step of the drafting process is different for the 3 writing types. Here, the student learns how to write the introduction of an explanatory piece. And for narrative pieces, the student is learning how to write a strong lead to their assignment. For each writing type, the student walks through exactly what to include and then practices with their own writing assignment. With all Moby modules, the curriculum is automatically set that if a student receives less than a 70% on any lesson topic, the topic will be reassigned to make sure students are really learning the information. You can change this threshold at any time to meet the needs of your classroom. Once the student passes each lesson, they get to begin their own writing project based on the work they just did in the lessons. Here, the student begins their project by combining a hook and thesis statement they just created to write their introduction. Students have lots of formatting options as well. They can bold text, create headings, numbered lists, and so much more. Now let's take a look at how you can monitor student progress and check in on students' writing assignments. Simply click on the Writing Workshops module from your dashboard. You see all of your students and their progress. To check on student writing, click on the check mark, and you can see a student's introduction. With the Moby online grading system, you can help students along the way by adding comments and markups to their assignments. To add a comment, simply start typing, and to add markups, simply drag and drop into the student's assignment. The Moby online grading system makes reviewing student writing quick and easy. Students go through the same step-by-step instruction for the body and conclusion of their writing project. Along each step of the way, students get immediate feedback after each piece of writing with some reminders about what should be included in that section. Once the student completes their rough draft, they will move on to revising their writing project. Revisions will look different for each of the 3 writing types. Here is what a student would work on if they were revising a narrative piece. Lessons on revising walk students through the things that should be included in their project. The student then gets the chance to make changes and include those things in their own piece. For instance, here, a student learns about narrative techniques and is then prompted to add some narrative to their own writing assignment. Once they've reviewed everything they should include in the revision stage, students will be guided through the editing process. The editing process is very similar for all writing types and walks students through their project. First, reviewing the rule and where mistakes could happen in their project. Then, students refer back to their own project and make corrections based on the rule they've just learned. Once the student finishes the editing process, they have a chance to do one final read-through before completing the writing assignment. When the student submits their final writing project, you can go back into the Writing Workshops module to view what they've submitted, and again, make edits, comments, and this time, assign a grade. Say goodbye to missing assignments and stacks of paper. The MobyMax Writing Workshops module makes learning to write simple and straightforward. Simply assign a lesson and watch your students excel.